These are our life's aha moments from the perspective and experiences of two Christian women who are focused on creating a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ.
Join us as we share and discuss insights we have learned and provide tools to empower you on your journey of intentional creation. Welcome to another episode of Ahas, Awakenings, and Applications. I am Leann.
And I'm Melissa.
Thank you for choosing to share some time with us today. We are grateful for your support, and we would like to ask you to help us to expand the reach of our podcast by subscribing, following, and sharing it with others. We are so excited to be able to share with you some of the things that we have been doing to create a stronger foundation. Over the next several weeks, we're going to be sharing what we have been doing, what we have learned about over the last several years that has helped us to make some really huge changes in our health. And so today we're going to be sharing a little bit about the company that we have been working with, which is called doTERRA. And you may have heard of it before. And we just wanted to share a little bit about this company. It is a wonderful company that shares health and wellness products. And one of their purposes is to advocate and educate and to empower everyone with natural wellness solutions. And when I heard natural wellness solutions the first time, I really had no idea what exactly that meant. And I'm so grateful that I have been able to learn so much about this wonderful company. This company is pretty amazing. Their products are 100% pure, tested essential oils, and they use those essential oils and products that can help us in all areas of our health. And so we will be sharing a little bit about that today. And so when we talk about the topic of foundational health, they use a wellness pyramid, which is so wonderful in evaluating where your health is right now and the things that you can do to create the steps that you can take to create greater health. At the bottom of this pyramid is where you start. It is the foundation. And this foundation is each one builds upon the other. And so each week we're going to be taking one of those levels of this wellness pyramid and talking about it. And so today we're going to be talking about foundational health. So before we jump in and share creating foundational health, we just wanted to share with you our intention for this wellness series. And we really want to emphasize that it is our daily choices that we make consistently that can lead to greater health. We want to be able to educate and empower each of our listeners in creating that foundational health in your life. So we just want to share information. It is not a sales pitch. It is a conversation between two friends sharing what we have learned in our over the last few years in our own personal lives and how that has helped each one of us. So with that, let's just jump right in, Melissa, and start sharing what we have learned about creating this foundational health. I do want to share something that I read that I think applies to this. It's called, you may have heard of this talk. It is by Michael A. Dunn. And he gave this in a general conference talk in October of 2021. And it's called 1% Better. And you may remember he was talking about the British bicycling team, how they were not very good, and they hadn't been for over 100 years. And they were so not good that bicycle companies didn't even want to sell them bicycles to compete in the Olympics because they didn't want their name attached to them. And all of that changed with a new coach. His name was Brailsford. And this is what he said. The whole principle came from the idea that if you broke down everything you could think of that goes into riding a bike and then improved it by 1%, you will get a significant increase when you put them all together. So that was his motto in helping this team to totally turn around what they were doing
Hmm.
to become this really great team. And he said, because every effort to change we make, no matter how tiny it seems to us, just might make the biggest difference in our lives. And
Hmm.
when I read that, I thought that is exactly what this has felt like to me. Some of the changes have been really big, but it's been mostly making that 1% change in several different areas to create this really big change in how
Right.
my health is. And I'm sure
Hmm.
that you have felt the same. Do you feel that
Yeah.
same way?
Yeah. And I love the fact that it's just little changes. It's not huge, major changes that I've had to make.
Mm,
Um, and I think I was had a conversation with someone, a friend, that she was talking about how she's been changing her health just by little increments. So she's just taking one little thing at a time in different
mm.
areas and building on those over time. And I just love that she, because over when you do it all at one time, sometimes it can be really overwhelming.
You can't maintain it usually,
Yeah,
right? You can do it for
right,
short bursts of time, but not that long term.
right.
We know that our health is based on those things, those things that we are doing every day. What are we putting into our body? Um, what are we giving ourselves the nutrition that we need? There's just a whole lot of things that can go into creating that basic foundation. And are we able to digest what we are putting into our body?
Yeah.
That's really big.
Because whatever you put in your body, if your body can't digest, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not going to matter at all. So, when I think about first beginning to really make some big changes like several years ago, I always found it so confusing. Like, there's just
Hmm.
so much information out there. There's a lot of different choices. If you were to walk into, the maybe the supplement aisle or, the health and wellness aisle is what they often call them at the store, you're going to just find lots of different products, and knowing where to begin can feel
Hmm.
really challenging. And there's just so much conflicting information out there. And I feel like that was really frustrating for me for a long time.
Yeah,
Um, eh,
I
right.
remember standing in the aisle at Whole Foods actually many years ago, and I was just trying to find some vitamin C. And they had like 25 different varieties, and I'm like, I don't know which one to choose.
Yeah, right. Do I just go for the prettiest bottle
I
or
know, right?
oh goodness. So, yeah, and sometimes we think, oh, well, if I pay more, that means it's a better product, and that isn't always
Hmm.
true either.
Mm.
So I think that's really important. And then we think about our diet. What are we eating and putting into our bodies? And, everybody has a little different idea of what a healthy diet is. And even if
Hmm.
we're doing all the things, if we're eating organically, if we are buying locally, we know that a lot of the foods that we have, the fruits and vegetables, just don't have those same nutrients that they once had. So that's
Right.
kind of a big thing too. So we know that we need supplementation. Even if you're doing all those things, you're still going to need supplementation. So I think
Hmm.
being willing to take an honest look at your diet and see where you might be falling short. Maybe you're eating chips, instead of something healthy. Just taking a look at that. And
I think, we're not saying that, you need to eat all organic and you have to eat everything.
right.
It's finding a balanced diet,
Yep.
something that it is sustainable and that works for your body. I know over the years that it's been, just kind of playing around. What works for me? How can I
Hmm.
maintain the weight that I want to be at? How do I,
Right.
finding what foods just don't really work with me and what do, because there's just some
Hmm.
foods I'm like, not really.
Yeah.
And others that are like, oh, I feel so good. Be really focused on listening to your body of how
Yes.
do you feel after you eat something. And
Yes.
also, I found also that how your emotional state when you eat is also huge. Because if you're really
Uh-huh.
upset,
Yeah.
you're adding something else to your body to process, and
Hmm.
that just isn't a good idea.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I think that that's really important too. And often ask myself, I'll listen to my body before I eat something, right?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
like, do you really want this? Or, is this something that you need right now? And not as whether that's healthy or not healthy food, but more of, is this something that my body wants? And
Yeah, do I
so,
want an apple or an orange? Does my
yeah,
body, and also actually sometimes you're hungry, but you actually might just be thirsty. So
right,
does my body
right.
need food or does it just
Yes.
need water?
Right. And water, we know that dehydration, so
It's
many of us are
huge.
dehydrated a lot of the time. We don't
Hmm.
drink enough water. So I think that is a great reminder of
Hmm.
something that we need to look at. We can also look at our portions.
Yes.
Most of us eat really large portions, more than we actually need. So I think that's really important to look at that. We also know that we can see that so many of us, almost everybody has health issues these days. And so just looking at those things, what are we putting into our body and paying attention to how much we're putting into our body.
Yeah, I
So,
think the state of our health in America has changed so much over the last 50 years. I mean, statistics just really show how much things have changed
mhm.
just in my lifetime. I mean, I
Oh,
just think
definitely.
of when I was young, you just didn't see, cancer was something you hardly ever heard of. It was just so once in a while you would hear someone had cancer,
Yeah.
and that's just so common nowadays. And um, that heart disease is so prevalent now when before, when I was growing up, that was just something we never heard of either. Um, there's just so many things, and it's also amazing how it's changed from, you just think young adults or teenagers or children. You just didn't hear them having a lot of health issues when I was younger, and now that's pretty common as well.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunate, but
Hmm.
there's so much hope. And I think that is something that we want to be able to share with
Hmm.
you today, that there is hope, that we can take control of our own health
Yes.
and we can make changes starting today. And they can be incremental and they may last a lifetime. I mean, I'm constantly
Right.
making changes to the
Right.
things that I do in my health.
But it's those daily choices that make such a huge difference
Mhm.
in our health in the next 10 years. Because what we choose today is going to show up later on in our life.
Many years down the road,
Hmm.
definitely. So let's talk about some of the things. I guess we can just jump right into talking about nutrition and supplementation. And this
Hmm.
is something that I get really excited about. I love talking about nutrition and supplementation. And the reason is this is the one thing that made the biggest change for me.
Hmm.
Just a fast change, I would say. Maybe it isn't this way for everyone, but for me, it has been really pretty amazing. And so we know that our food supply is not the same as it used to be. We know that we don't get the vitamins and minerals that we all need. And, that is due to the use of pesticides and GMOs and over farming. And so we know that nutrition really is our first line of defense. So when it comes to taking supplements, we want to use something that is good quality. And how do we know that it's good quality? Well, we want our body to be able to recognize these nutrients that are in the supplementation. And we want to be able to know that our body can absorb those nutrients from our supplementation. I love the VMG Plus because it is methylated. So if you carry the gene, the MTHFR gene, then your body will not be able to absorb those nutrients and vitamins as readily. And so this is methylated so that your body can use that. And I've noticed that when I first started taking this, I noticed a difference within the first couple of weeks. And I know some people have felt it faster.
I
Um,
did. The next few
yeah.
days or the few days, I noticed a difference.
Yeah, my energy was so through the roof. And as someone who struggled with having energy, this has been the product that has made the difference for me. And being
Mhm.
consistent, I can tell when I don't use the
Yeah,
VMG Plus
me
every
too.
day. I can feel myself kind of dragging the next day. And so I just wanted to share a few things about this. So there's a statistic here. Um, so 95% of adults in the United States are vitamin D deficient. And so that is really amazing to me. 95% of Americans are vitamin D deficient. That's a lot. And we know that vitamin
Mhm.
D is really important for our immune system. It's important for
Mhm.
strong bones, for mood, and balancing our hormones. So it just covers a lot of different things. And so many of us are running low on that. So, that can cause a lot of symptoms. And I think we've all had symptoms of maybe headaches or we're not sleeping properly. And there's just a whole list of things that can go wrong when we don't get the vitamin D that we need. So, even when we're eating really good, we're still going to need that supplementation.
Yeah, we could eat organically
Yeah.
and eat just really, very clean,
Yeah.
and we still aren't going to get all the nutrients that we need. And I think it's so important to know that about the VMG that it is the word they use is bioavailable, which means that your
Mm-hmm.
body can knows what it is because it's made of whole foods.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the supplements out there are made of synthetic um, things with our body. When it goes into the body, it's like, I don't know what this is.
Yes.
And so it
Yes.
just goes, it just goes out. So, you're spending a lot of money on things that your body can't even use.
Yeah, I love that it helps fill in all those gaps that are
Hmm.
in that diet. And there's some really interesting reports that come from Harvard Medical School. You've probably heard about those, Melissa. Some of those they did a study by the FDA from 2007 to 2016, and they detected 776 different contaminants in dietary supplements that were produced by 146 companies. So that's a lot of contaminants.
Hmm.
So we're thinking we're doing our bodies good by taking a lot of these over the counter supplements that have a lot of fillers and
Hmm.
contaminants in them, which can actually be doing a lot more harm. So when we use, these doTERRA products, we know that they are third party tested. And so we can look at that and we can look at the science to see how these products have helped people and what they offer. It's really amazing, actually.
Yeah. And it's interesting because the supplement industry is not regulated at all.
Hmm.
And so they can put whatever they want in a bottle
Yeah.
and it may not be what it says. And I know that there have been studies showing that the what they said was in the bottle and that was not actually
It's
in
not
the
even in there.
supplements.
And I love what doTERRA has said about, um, you know, most vitamins are still made using the same technology from the 1940s when they first started
Hmm.
producing them. And so that's kind of really interesting. We've made a lot of gains in a lot of areas, but that is something that has not changed for over-the-counter supplements.
Yeah. So this product it's a powder. And so you just put it in 8 ounces,
I
6 ounces of water, 6 ounces of water. And I use a little frother and you just mix it. And I love it. It tastes wonderful. It
mm,
tastes like mangoes and pineapple,
it's really
and
great.
it's really good. And it's not like chalky at all. It's just like, I don't know, you just drink it down really easily. It's very good.
Yeah. And so what I have noticed as I've taken this is I have definitely have more energy. I've
Yes.
noticed that I don't have the body aches and pains that I used to have, the less
Hmm.
inflammation, and I have just found that my um, I feel like I'm more balanced in my emotions and my mood.
Yes.
It's just something that's really been really great. And I have more stamina. I can go longer. I used to have
Hmm.
this crash in the afternoons, and
Hmm.
I would try and avoid taking a nap, but I would be so wiped out by right after lunchtime. So I don't have that anymore, and I really love that. That has really been a big benefit for me.
Yeah, I love the fact that I can just go all day. Yeah, it was usually around 4:30 or 5 that I was like, oh, I need a nap, but I don't do
Yeah,
that anymore.
yeah. I don't have those slumps.
Yeah. So what I love about this product is that there's 180 different superfoods that go into this product. So you're not just getting vitamins and minerals, you're getting so much more.
Mhm. The next product that we wanted to be able to share is doTERRA's digestive enzymes, and they are called Terrazyme. And did you know that the National Institute of Health says that between 60 and 70 million people in the United States are affected by digestive diseases? So that's a lot of people, and this is the product that we need. So, why are enzymes so important? Well, they help us break down those proteins, fats, and carbs into smaller, more absorbable nutrients so that our body can process them and use them to
Mhm.
help make that energy and cell repair. So we know that as our bodies age, that we don't always digest the foods that we used to be able to eat very well. And so this can help us to be able to eat some of those things that we have had trouble with in the past.
Mhm.
So it can really calm that digestive discomfort that we often get, maybe the heartburn or the acid reflux or bloating. And it can even help people who have those food sensitivities to be
Yes.
able to, digest those foods easier. And I know that that is a big thing for me, is to
Mhm.
really helps me to not have that bloating and just being able to feel like I'm normal after I eat, right? And I can go
Yeah.
on and not have to worry.
Well, this one product was like the biggest game changer for me
Yeah.
because it just because I've dealt with food sensitivities for so long.
Hmm.
It's allowed me to eat more normal.
Hmm. Yeah, I love it. It's a great product. And then the next thing
Mhm.
that I wanted to share also was the E Omega Plus, which is our
Mhm.
omega-3 fatty acids. And we know that these are really important for healthy bodily functions. And our bodies don't produce omega-3s on their own. We get a lot of omega-6s in our diet, which really aren't that good for us, but we lack on the omega-3 side. And so we have to get this through our diet. And I don't know about you, but I've tried omega-3s in the past, fish oil
Mhm.
in the past, and I always had trouble with them. I would pick up something off of the counter, and I would go for one that I thought was pretty good and would need to be refrigerated. And I would still
Yeah.
get those fishy burps, or that
Oh,
fish
yes, I hated
taste. It was
those.
so awful. And I would try it for a little while and that would happen and I wouldn't take it anymore. It would just sit in my refrigerator.
Hmm.
And we can know that when that happens, that it is not fresh.
It's already oxidized,
It's
which
already,
means that it's more, it's not good for us to take because it actually produces more inflammation than it's helping.
yeah, yeah. So when you choose a fish oil, you want to use something that is where it's not farmed fish, which I have found some of those, but you want it to be that high quality fish. And so if you're having those symptoms, just know that that's something that you will definitely want to switch out. And what I love about these is this is sourced in the Nordic
Nordic seas.
seas. Thank you, in the Nordic seas, and which is really pristine, clean water there. And
Hmm.
I love that. And how does that help us? Well, it helps us with that brain and heart health, our nervous system, our immunity and digestion. It just really all areas of our body, all of those systems in our body. And you can actually bite these open. I'll just take one out and show you. this is the size of it, and you can
Yeah.
actually bite into it, and it tastes like has an orange because it has wild orange essential oil in it, and that is the difference between their omega 3s and the omega 3 fish oils that you get on a grocery store shelf. They do not have the essential oil, and that really helps with
Mm.
that delivery system to deliver that to your body where it needs it. So I love that.
Plus it also helps magnify the efforts of the omega 3s. They
Yes.
have done studies that have shown that the wild orange, they've done studies without the wild orange in it and with the
Uh-huh.
wild orange with the same product. And the wild orange actually made the product even more bioavailable.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the body was able to use it more, and they actually got better results.
It's so amazing,
And
isn't
it
it?
tastes really good.
Yeah, that's the amazingness of essential oils.
Yes, because they're made of the earth, and
Yes,
our bodies are made of the earth, and so our bodies know what to
they
do
know
with
what to
them.
do.
Hmm.
Absolutely. They know what to do.
Yep. So we were going to talk also about the next product. These are probiotics. So I know you've probably heard of a lot of probiotics. You've probably taken several. I know I have over the many years. This one is called PB Restore. And what I love about it is it's not just a probiotic, but it's a prebiotic, probiotic, and a postbiotic. So the things that I know I've heard of other companies that have a prebiotic in their product, but not a postbiotic. And the postbiotic actually helps with to kill the bad bacteria in our gut. So I wanted to show this the pill. Let's see. There we go. It's double encapsulated so that you're getting the different parts of the product in different phases so that um, the that it gets past the stomach acid and so it doesn't get destroyed in the stomach acid because a lot of prebiotics and probiotics are destroyed in the stomach acid, but this actually gets to the gut where it needs to be.
Mhm.
Um, so something about our guts that we need to know, our gut is a microbiome. And so our bodies are actually more microbe than we are human cells. And those microbes, some good and some bad, but the good ones actually help do different bodily processes and help our bodies do different things. And so they are needed. They are needed in our body. And it's kind of like that symbiotic relationship. And especially in our gut, because if we have bacteria in our gut, and they do different jobs. And if we are killing off of our bacteria with different products, I know antibiotics is it gets when you have a bad bacterial virus or a bacterial infection, you really you take that antibiotic and it kills all of the bad ones, but it also kills all the good ones too. So we need to be really mindful of making sure we have that good microbiome because if we don't have enough good bacteria, then there's an overgrowth of bad bacteria, and that actually kind of overtakes our gut, and we aren't able to digest very well. And I know a lot of you have probably heard of leaky gut. It's actually where there's actual um, little fissures in the gut lining where the food that's being digested actually gets through into the bloodstream. And then the body's like, whoa, alert, alert, there's something in our blood. And so then we get into these autoimmune situations. So that also happens a lot if we have too much an overgrowth of bad bacteria. So we want to be really mindful of making sure we're getting enough good bacteria in our gut so we have that healthy microbiome. And why that's so important, not only just for digesting your food, but I didn't know this before, but that 70 to 80% of our immune system is located in the gut. And so if we don't, if our gut is not working, functioning properly, we are going to have a lowered immune system. And also, 90% of our serotonin is produced in our gut. And that's one of those feel-good hormones. So I've learned over the years that a lot of our mental health issues can be, they've gotten better when you change your diet. When you have that good microbiome, you will have better mood. And I've noticed that. When I noticed, that was one of the biggest things I noticed when I started taking the VMG plus. My mood was so much better. In fact, my husband noticed. He said, "What are you doing different?" And I'm like, "Why?" And he said, "You're just happier." And I'm like, "Well, that's good, right?" So in order to keep that good balance, it's important to feed the good bacteria in our gut. So this PB Restore has a prebiotic, and it's kind of like the fertilizer in a garden, and it prepares the soil for healthy bacteria to grow. So it's actually feeding those good bacteria because they're just like us; they need food too.
Mm.
Then there's the probiotic. It's like kind of like the seeds or the good bacteria that your gut needs to thrive. So it actually has live bacteria that's actually putting into the digestive system to, help get more of the good bacteria. And then the postbiotics are like the harvest that improves digestion and reduces the inflammation. And then they have also something that it's pretty unique to this product is it has phages. And that's like the gardener that pulls the weeds. So they're actually taking out the bad bacteria. So I have really the trio of these three products, and the fourth with the Terrazyme, um, I have really struggled over the years with my digestion, and these three products have made a huge, huge difference in my digestion. I mean, just massive. And I know
Mm.
that's helped you as well, Leann.
Yeah, just being consistent and using these products that we've talked about today has been a game changer for me. And I
Mm-hmm.
can't imagine not having them.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that I would not be in the same place. And it has really made such a difference in my health. And I truly am so grateful. These are, they're not optional for me now. They
I know.
are,
It's
they,
it's actually just kind of part of my budget, my grocery
yes,
budget.
they are essential and they are a part of my budget. And um, I have felt like have been such a huge blessing and answer to prayer as
Mm-hmm.
taking that next step to improve my health and just be the healthiest person that I can be.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to mention, doTERRA has a 90-day reset program. And that program I've done it twice. I did it 2 years ago, and then I did it this last winter. And that's just been another level of my healthy digestion, of
Uh-huh.
improving my digestion. So if you think about a garden, and if you like in the spring, after you've gardened and usually by the spring, at least in the past in my gardens, they've just been full of weeds. And so in order to start your garden for the next year, you've got to weed, you've got to prepare that soil. So these are awesome, wonderful products. But if our microbiome was just not in a healthy place, and there's a bunch of weeds, we need to do some work to get those weeds out so that what you're putting in is actually being used. And
Mhm.
so there's 3 different months of different products that you use what I love about it is it's not like the month one is a products to help you help your body to prepare.
Mhm.
And then the second month is the month where you're killing off all the bad things. And um, and then the third month, you're actually using products to help rebuild the body. So
Mhm.
I love that there's the three different processes and the three different things that you can do to help. And both times after I've used, after the 90 days, I have felt so much better.
Yeah, I love that it's laid out for you.
Yeah, and it's really easy. It's not like a lot of cleanses that I've done in the past where, you had to be on the special diet and you had to, you felt horrible and you couldn't be away from the bathroom. It's not like that at all. It's
it's a
a very
gentle.
easy, gentle cleanse. So
Hmm.
that's what I love about it.
Yeah, I think it's really great. And there's also help
Oh
to be
yeah.
able to, there's lots of help. And what I love about doTERRA as a company is there's tons of education. There
Mm,
are classes that are offered regularly, and there's just so much information that if you have questions, you can definitely go and find the answer. And so, or
mm.
someone will help you find that answer. So we will be sharing all of that information with you um, in our show notes. So be looking for that information.
Yeah. So we want to know that, or let you know that we know there's a lot of products out there and there's a lot of companies that are doing really great things. And the thing I love about doTERRA is I know that I can trust the products. So
Mm,
we're not saying you have to use doTERRA to have better health. We're just saying these are products that have helped us. And the fact that I love the fact that I can go to one place. I don't have to get my vitamins here and I have to go to this website to get this and go to this. I don't have to go to four different places to get these same products. And that I know that I can trust them. And they've just been huge. They've just been consistently helped me feel better. And even over time, I said that after a few days, noticed a difference taking them. But even over time, I feel better and better.
yeah, I love that I've been able to use their products for so many different needs. Like
Mm-hmm.
one day I was out working in my yard and I got a bee sting on my cheek, and I was able to run inside and grab an oil for that.
Mm-hmm.
When I have sleep issues, there's products for that. And then these regular issues, the supplements and the digestion. And there's just, it's a very well thought out and laid out company with all of their products, and they're easy to figure out how to use them. And
Mm-hmm.
especially using this wellness pyramid, that's such a great way to figure out where to start and where you need to go from there in that process, because it is a process, right? To
Mm-hmm.
rebuild your health and to be able to feel really good about your body. And I love that I'm able to do things that I struggled to do when I was a lot younger. And
Mm-hmm.
I can do so many things now. And I really know that that's because I've been using all of these products. And like you
Mm-hmm.
said, there are other companies out there doing great things. But I have loved being able to connect with doTERRA and meet wonderful people who are there to help, and to be able to just look at all of the information, even just on their website, to be able to share that. You can't do that with a lot of other products. And so,
Mm-hmm.
especially over the counter products, and so anyway,
Mm-hmm.
that is something that I definitely love about doTERRA.
Yeah, you can even actually go all the way down to the bottom, and they have at the very bottom, it's probably in the middle. You can go and take classes. I mean, there are
Hmm.
classes like in-depth classes on all these products, and you can
Hmm.
learn so much about each of them.
Yeah, if you really want to know, you can
Hmm.
definitely learn. It may seem like a lot at first, but you just start, and it will lead you on this journey of just being able to go deeper if you want to. And I really love that learning.
Yeah, it's been so good to have this information because I really felt like I knew, I thought I was taking some good supplements. I thought that I was feeling really good before. And just having this information has helped me make different choices and just made me even feel even more better, or more better. It's helped
Yeah.
me even feel better than I was before.
Yes, I agree. And I think it's so great that we can be able to just really support each other, and if you have questions, there's always people that can help you out. And I love hearing the stories of other people who have had
Hmm.
really big health issues, who have overcome them
Yeah.
through trying their products. And there are just many, many stories out there. And
Yeah.
I love getting to hear those because I really had no idea that so much healing could come through some really wonderful, simple products.
Exactly. And I'm excited the next few weeks we're going to go up the different levels of this wellness pyramid. So stay tuned for more information. Oh, and we should do our invitation.
Absolutely.
So we can invite our listeners to just, what is your next step? What is that first step for you going to be?
Yep. And I would like to encourage our listeners to check out our show notes. And if you are interested in finding out more information, check out our show notes and see what those next steps could be for you. Well, thank you, Melissa. This has been great. I have really enjoyed being able to share what I love about doTERRA.
Yes, me too. Thank you, Leann.
Thank you.
Join us for our next episode as we discuss the health benefits of exercise and go over strategies for improving metabolism and building good habits. If you enjoyed this podcast, please follow or share with others so we are easier to find. Check out our show notes for each episode in your podcast app or YouTube, and join us on Instagram for more daily content at Awakenings Podcast.